Okay, let me move on. Before we get into the annual meeting today and the highlight of what we look for, I think, out of that annual meeting, which is the annual state report outs, let's all pose for our Kids Chance t-shirt screenshot. So while I give everybody a minute or two to get their t-shirt on or to make sure that your jacket is opened, etc., I'm going to ask everybody a question to put in the chat box. What has been so far one of your favorite parts of the conference? All right, we're going to give everybody a minute. I need to see t-shirts.
And if
my t-shirt.
And Vicki, if I can interject also, let me unspotlight you so you're not taking up everyone's video. And if you want a screenshot of the Kids Chance t-shirt contest, you have to change your view to gallery view. At the top right corner of your Zoom screen, you see the word view, a button that says the word view or a little icon. Click that and you'll change to the gallery view where you can see everyone.
You can see everybody.
That's right.
Okay, looks like we got everybody there. And again, if you don't want to be in our published picture, please make sure you turn your camera off, but I hope everybody with their t-shirt on will. Already, ready? Get ready, get set. Cheese. Everybody say cheese. Hold it. Hold that smile. Hold it. Hold that smile. A little longer. Okay.
All right. I think we got him. I think we've got him.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. That was great. I'm going to now move into the annual meeting. Linda, I think you're going to display for us the annual meeting agenda. And as we sort of get programmed for that, I'm going to turn the program over to Ken Martino, who is the current president of Kids Chance of America, and I will let him open the meeting.
Thank you, Vicki. So first order of business, I need to call the meeting to order. So first, I'd like to thank all the board members, all the state representatives, our partners, our sponsors, our founder, Bob Clyott, and any friends of Kids Chance we have out there for attending today. In your packet, you would have received the minutes from our last annual meeting, which was April 24th in 2020. So I'll open up by asking, does anyone have any questions or comments related to those meeting minutes? Okay, hearing none, I will ask for a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
So moved.
All right. Can I have a second?
Second.
All right. Meeting minutes are approved from last year, and we will begin our annual meeting. Just a couple of opening remarks. You know, the other day I had to open up after our keynote speaker, Bob Ballard, and that was a tough act to follow. And then I get Bob Keefe, and it made a tougher act to follow. So I'll try to do my best to keep the group engaged. There's really four things that I wanted to talk about as we open the meeting. Those four key points are: one, I want to talk about the pandemic and the social divide. I want to talk about states' resiliency. I want to talk about the Kids Chance community. And you heard Bob and Kevin reference that. And then I want to tell you a little bit about our president-elect. So as we kind of look out there, we've all been challenged this year, personally and professionally, with everything that's been going on in the country. And if you think about that, though, think about the impact that that's had on our kids' lives. It's been a challenge. They already have faced a huge burden, losing a parent or seeing them seriously disabled. And you've seen some of the student spotlights if you've been involved in the program, but you saw one today, and how important this is to them. And now the pandemic, on top of all the challenges that they face, has occurred. And then you throw on top of that the social unrest that has divided this country. Whether it's Black Americans, Asian Americans, there's a key phrase there, everyone. They are Americans. but more importantly, they're human beings. Now, these kids, our kids, have faced tremendous challenges, but the one thing that we've learned, and Gabby, who we saw here this morning, and all the other folks who we've seen in the student spotlights, they are extremely resilient. They have more challenges than we can imagine, yet they stay committed and they continue to engage. And that's where it's important that all of us stay committed and be engaged. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the state resiliency. The pandemic obviously came at us like a ton of bricks, and it stopped everyone in their tracks. We all had to replan and reshape everything that we thought about. But despite all those challenges, our states were able to overcome. You know, with the commitment and the perseverance that you all made, you found a way. And a lot of new ideas came out about fundraising and connecting with kids, most of it using technology, which I'm sure we'll see used in the future again. It allowed us to continue to support the mission, to support our kids. And I think we even had more interaction to make up for that lack of in-person contact. You heard about a lot of the gift boxes and things that were going out and stuff like that. And I applaud you for your effort and the success that you had. And we all need to stay committed to our kids. You know, Kevin and Bob both talked about the Kids Chance community. You know, it's something we've learned through all of these challenges. You need family and friends. And more than that, you need a community that shares your values and your commitment. You know, this isn't something, it is very important to the further development of Kids Chance. Getting more organizations and more people involved with helping our kids. And you heard as early as 2006, Bob was thinking about these kinds of things. So we need to expand our network. Sorry, Bob, it took us a while, but we finally got there. We need to get more support from the states, the educational institutions, the employers. All of those groups need to get more involved, along with all the work comp organizations that have been involved. Because, you know, the phrase was used, it takes a village to raise a child. No, it takes a committed community to help our kids as they move forward. And now I want to tell you a little bit about our president-elect, Dana Gemheimer from Berkeley Net. Dana is a past president of Kids Chance of North Carolina. She has been on the national board for 5 years. Among her many accomplishments in working on the board, she was one of the key drivers behind the Kid Chance Awareness Week, and where we've taken that program. She has also been the leader in the development of our Kids Chance community. And I look forward to working with Dana over the next year as she transitions into her new role. And with that, I would like to turn the program over to Suzanne Emmett, our treasurer, who will give you the treasurer's report.
Thank you, Ken. It is my pleasure to report on the financial condition of the organization. But first, I just can't not say that how much I needed to hear Bob Keefe today. I am reminded of why I adore and respect him so much. So congratulations, Bob, on the Quiet Award. So I'm happy to report that despite what was feared to be a most difficult year from a financial perspective, we did experience better than expected income and better than expected investment results. And so you can see there that our balance sheet is very, very strong. With a solid balance in our checking and savings account. The endowment funds are growing nicely. And so the organization has, strong total assets of just under $1.9 million. So very good. I'm also happy to report that Kids Chance of America had a clean audit report for fiscal year 2020 and 1920, and there were no recommendations or corrections with our audit. So that is my treasurer's report.
Thank you, Suzanne. And I would now like to introduce John Goldwater, who will present the slate of officers for 2021 and 2022.
On behalf of the Board Development Committee, under the terrific leadership this past year of Suzanne and our chairman, I'm very, very pleased to present what I think is one of our deepest and talented group coming on to the board. Let me introduce those people to you. First, Kathy Fisher is going to be joining us with your vote, and concurrence will be from WCRI, where she's Director of External Relations. She's out of Cambridge, Massachusetts. Next, Don Terry, and I'll say this, Don is a long time Kids Chance supporter, one of the founding members of Kids Chance of Nebraska, and he is Director of Provider Relations at QLI on Nebraska. Next is Stephanie Quattro. Stephanie is Vice President, Producer Relations Procurement from Zenith Insurance Company, and Stephanie is out of Austin, Texas. Next is Chris Watson. Chris is a long time supporter of Kids Chance, as many of you know. He's the Chief Operating Officer for One Call down in Jacksonville, Florida. He is as I said, a longtime member, also a partner. One Call's a national partner for us, and a strong personal contributor to Kids Chance. So we welcome him. Bob Wilson, President and CEO of workerscomp.com, which he co-founded in 1999 out of Sarasota, Florida. As many of you know, Bob was one of the founding and current members of Kids Chance of Florida. I'm also up for a new term within the board. As many of you know, I've been with Kids Chance of America for, gosh, I'm trying to count. It's much more than 11 years now. I had a sabbatical year last year after 3 terms, and board development has asked me to come forward, and I've agreed to come forward on this year's slate. In addition to that, I'll introduce the officer for 2020 and 21. President is Ken Martino. Immediate past president is Kevin Turner. President-elect is Dana Genheimer. Secretary Kevin Confetti. Treasurer Suzanne Emmett. Advisory Board Chair Kevin Turner. And the Council of States will be electing their chair, who will also join the board, and that will be done here in the upcoming weeks and months ahead.
Ken, I think we need a motion from the members to accept the slate.
Okay. So we would like a motion from the members to accept the slate.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
And we got the second. All those in favor? Aye.
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 And opposed? Ayes have it. Approval of the officers and the new board members. Thank you. Next up, I am to announce the uniform distributions. So this year we have 45 states who will be receiving their uniform distribution of $7,500, and that'll be sent directly to each of the states following the national conference. We thank you for your good work, your cooperation in completing your state profiles and your in good standing forms, and for your participation in the Council of State Organizations. So thank you all, and those will be on their way to your respective organizations shortly. And then I will turn this over to Dana to announce the 2022 conference.
All right, good morning, everybody. And thank you all for being here. It's always so great. It is great to see you all in the little tiles of Brady Bunch style life that we live. And last year, it's really bittersweet to some extent. Last year was our very first virtual conference, and we came on and we said, hey, guess what? We're going to North Carolina next year, and we're still in a virtual state. So what a year it has been. Listening to Bob this morning and to everyone, for all of the villagers who have walked before and all of us that continue to join this wonderful community, thank you for your work, your effort, and your time. Time is the most precious thing, as we went through this last year, is the most precious thing that anybody has. And I think our perspective has changed. I look forward and am completely honored on behalf of Kids Chance of North Carolina to say we're going to try again, and we're going to be in Charlotte in April of 2022. I went down to the hotel location a couple weeks ago, and I picked up a map, and we're right there in the middle. We get to go do all of these cool, fun things and spend some time together. I know Group 4 yesterday or 2 days back on the breakout session, the number one thing we all were saying is the purpose of this conference is as much to build best practices and share, but it's the networking and the building of realizing that every state chapter is in a different space. But many of us have been through experiences, and many of us, are just there for each other. So I do truly look forward to celebrating together in Charlotte in April of 2022 when we go next year. And I know the Kids Chance of North Carolina crew that's on the call today is equally as excited to be your upcoming host. So thank you, and we'll see you then for sure.
Look forward to it, Dana. Okay, so we are actually a little bit ahead of schedule. So I think we're going to begin the state report out, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, before we do that, and it really is the highlight of the day, and we're all looking forward to that, I was going to have everybody don their Kids Chance mask.
Oh.
I never thought I would actually be saying that, but I'd like everybody to put on their mask now, and we're going to pose for the next group shot. So if you're not in gallery view, you want to get into gallery view. And Linda will help us get that, get the national meeting slide down so that we can see everybody. You should all have these beautiful blue masks. Oh, look at that. That looks terrific. Okay. And again, should you not want to be in our photo, make sure you turn your camera off, but I hope you don't. And everybody get ready, get set, smile. Okay, great smiles. That looks great. Look at Nancy. I love that one. Okay, Bob, everybody. 1, 2, 3. I think we're done. Are we done? Are we good, Linda?
Yes, she says on mute. Yes, we're good.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. And I'm hoping, as nice as these are, that next year we don't have to do masks when we're in North Carolina. That would be terrific. Now the moment we've been waiting for is the highlight of the annual meeting in some cases, and no offense to the board reports because I think they're great, but I think everybody really comes to hear the report outs from the states. Dana, do you want to say a couple of words about that to get us started?
Absolutely. I think the report outs for the states are probably everyone's favorite part because it's also the opportunity that we all hear what's going on in regards to your individual state. And I know in our world of Zoom, we're definitely on a front of keeping everybody moving so that we're maximizing everybody's time. So make sure you've got all your best highlights as you roll through today and work that and provide that update. Linda, who has been our technical guru of the event, will be helping us to facilitate this and will be helping to make sure that each of you guys are going through that. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you're doing. And I can't wait to borrow some of your brilliance and bring some stuff back to my state chapter in North Carolina.
All right. Thanks, Dana. All right, let's get this party started. Here's how we're going to do this. Let me unspotlight Dana. And I am not going to be spotlighting all of the states because there's a lot of you and you're scattered all over the participant list. And by the time I found one person, the next person would be ready to start. So if everyone wants to see the speaker in bigger view, change your view from gallery to speaker mode. And then as the speaker comes on, you should be able to see the speaker big on your screen. And if you're not speaking, please mute yourself so that the speaker view doesn't pick you up. Okay, and here's how we're gonna do this. We're going to do this in groups of 10. I'm going to call your name. Some of the states, very few of the states, but a few of the states don't have a report. So I might skip your state. Let me put it in the chat. Here's the order we're gonna go in. So I'm gonna put the list in the chat so that you can see the list. You have 1 minute when I call your name. 1 minute. Here's the list, the first list. And these are the folks who told Cheryl they would be representing the states. Now I've got a timer going because you don't want me to have to pull the virtual hook. And so I've got a timer going. If you hear a ding, you should wrap up your comments. So I will start a timer. You won't see it, but you'll just hear a ding when your minute is up. Okay, so for the first one, Susan Daniels from Alaska. Is she with us today? Okay. She may not have joined us. Second one is Sam Lloyd from Arizona.
And I'm here.
Awesome.
All right. So 5 things people don't know Arizona is known for other than the Grand Canyon. We are known as a large citrus producer, cotton, copper, cattle, and of course, our weather. It is going to be a wonderful 84 degrees today. So sorry, all of you on the East Coast that are getting hit with some cold weather. One thing that's unique about Arizona, we don't ever change time. So I have the joys of trying to figure out where you are and what your time zone is. I work for Athletic Home. We're based out of Chicago, so you got to see my calendar challenges of making sure that people get the right time for meetings. Another thing that Arizona is known for is the first wave pool ever invented. It's still operational. So let's get back into Kids Chance here. So this has been a real challenging year, as I think everybody has seen. We took all our events virtual and we did one hybrid event. The unusual thing that is really kind of a blessing for us is that we raised more money this year than we have in the past. I've been with Kids Chance of Arizona for over 12 years, and we have more money to give than we've ever had in the past. A new event that we did was we participated in Arizona Gives Days, which is a statewide charity giving event. And we raised $5,392 just on that event alone, not counting our matches from a donor of $2,500 for the first $2,500 that was donated, and then employee matching. So we made a total of $8,308 on a 24-hour event. Our most exciting thing is we are going to give more scholarships this year. And I hope that we can continue to raise more money to produce more scholarships for these kids. Our next event is going to be in June. Instead of a bowling event, we are going to do a virtual bingo event. So that ought to be pretty interesting. So
All right.
That's my report.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks.
All right. The next up is Suzanne Peterson from Arkansas.
Hello, everybody. So interesting facts about Arkansas. It is illegal to mispronounce Arkansas inside the state, so no Arkansas when you're here, people. Don't do that. We have the only active working diamond mine in the United States, and in fact, 3 of the largest diamonds found were found in Arkansas. It's still open today, the Crater Diamond State Park. I've taken my kids. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. Is there famous Arkansans, Maya Angelou, Johnny Cash, of course, Bill Clinton. We all know that one. And then John Grisham is from Arkansas as well. So on Kids Chance stuff, we gave out 17 scholarships this year for $52,500. We were able to actually have a golf tournament. It was kind of last minute thrown together, but we were able to do something last year. So we were excited about that. And we're about to have our next one in a couple of weeks. So that's what's going on in Arkansas.
Look at that. Perfect timing. Thank you.
Get buzzed. Woohoo.
Thank you, Suzanne. California, Amy Hansen.
All right. Hi, everybody. California, quick shout out. I have a couple board members out there, Bert and Maria. First off, one of our perfect timing was our board for the last several years has been working to transition to an online application portal. And I can't tell you the timing could not have been better that we rolled it out a month before COVID hit. So the timing, fantastic. We had our biggest application season yet last year, 100% paperless. I think that the timing for all of our students and their families and for our scholarship committee to intake all that information, all paperless, spread out in a giant state of California, could not have been better. We just opened our second season right now with that online portal. So we are experiencing a ton of success, and it's really improved a lot of efficiencies for our team. With that being said, last year for California, we had our biggest scholarship season yet. We awarded 43 students over $270,000. Huge celebrating here out in California, and we continue to be on track to our goal. I think I heard a ding. I made it.
You did. Under the wire. Thank you, Amy.
Thank
you. We're up to Colorado. Mara Wheeler. And if I say anyone's name incorrectly, I'll apologize right now for everybody. Is Mara Wheeler here? All right. And if I call someone's name and they're not here, we're going to come back to them at the end in case, because we're a little earlier than we told folks. Connecticut, Vinny Armentano.
Brenda, are you gonna jump in?
Sure. If you don't want to, Vinny, no problem. Hi, it's Brenda from Connecticut. We have a couple of fun facts. I don't know if you know, but we were the first state to have a color TV and hamburgers. We had a good year this year, actually. We did have to cancel our golf tournament. However, we ran our own silent auction, which raised, I don't know, $8,000 or $10,000. So we were happy about that. We spent some time this year really trying to expand our board membership. And we are pleased that we added 2 additional members. We're now up to a robust 10 engaged board members, which is really exciting and allowing us to focus on some student engagement activities as a key focus, strategic focus for us as we move forward. And we are planning for our second golf tournament in September of this year. We've already had some sponsorships and other fun activities engaged in that. So we're looking forward to a successful golf tournament. And we've also expanded the number of scholarships. The committee is reviewing applications. I think we had 4 new applications in addition to the students that we funded last year. So we've had a very productive year despite the COVID, and looking forward to the future. Thanks.
Thanks, Brenda. We're up to Delaware. Jeff Lavinson.
Hi, everybody. So I'm from the state of Delaware. As many of you probably know, we are the first state. We're very proud of that distinction. We're also very small. We're only second behind our friends in Rhode Island, and Thomas Jefferson referred to Delaware as the Diamond State because we're jewel due to our location. We are close to everything. And I can be in Pennsylvania in about a minute, New Jersey in about 10 minutes, and Maryland in about 25 minutes. So everything is close by, including the shore and the mountains. Anyway, we're young here. The Kids Chance of Delaware is young. We're small. So we're still in that growing phase. As Bob pointed out, we're still growing up. But we're doing a complete reorganization of our plans and our infrastructure. We're developing new committees, and there's definitely an increased level of excitement. We're out there, we're finding new people to join our board, and new leaders and new volunteers, and we have a great future ahead of us. Somehow I got turned on to mute, and I'm not sure when.
It was, I think I accidentally did that when I was trying to mute some other noise.
Okay. So I'm
Sorry
not
about
sure
that,
how
but probably only a sentence.
Okay, good. Thank you, Linda.
All right, are you finished?
Yes, I wrapped
Okay,
it up. Thank you all very
So
much.
sorry. All right.
And we look forward to a great future.
Thanks, Jeff. Sorry about that. Kimberly Helwig from Florida. Is Kimberly here? Okay, we'll come back to Kimberly. Then we'll move on to Richard Duhay from Georgia. Richard from Georgia. We'll come back to Richard. How about from Hawaii, Malia? I was gonna say I would be. Are you here?
I am here, and thank you.
I was just gonna say I would be surprised because we're early, and it's really early for you.
It is very early here. Yes, it is. Hi, everybody from Hawaii. Some fun facts about us. We are out here in the middle of the ocean, and we too are very tiny. So you can actually make your way around Oahu in a day. Even though we're known for our beautiful beaches and fantastic weather, we do get snow here periodically on the Big Island, on one of our mountains, Mauna Kea. So for Kids Chance Hawaii in 2020, we too also had a record in terms of donations and end of the year very strong. We also are very proud that even though we're fairly new, we were able to award another scholarship. The 3 recipients that we had are all children of officers killed in the line of duty. So we're super honored to be able to help those families. And that's what we got in Hawaii.
All right. Thank you, Malia. Let's move on to Idaho. Emma Wilson from Idaho.
I'm here. So Idaho is the 13th largest state, and most people, when they think about Idaho, I'm guessing you'll think about potatoes, but Idaho produces 72 types of precious and semi-precious stones, and some of those are found nowhere else in the world, and that is why Idaho is known as the gem state. So I wore my fabulous gems today. I would say for Kids Chance of Idaho, our biggest win from last year was basically becoming a standalone entity. We were part of the work comp section of the Idaho State Bar, and we separated, and we have our own board, and we've basically been starting over. We've launched social media. We hosted a virtual fun run. So I'm really proud of the efforts that we've made. I'm very proud of the dedication of our board members. We had one board member who reached out. He sent over 100 individual emails to schools across the state. And because of that, we increased the number of applicants for scholarships that we had. And so I'm just really excited about the progress that we've made and where we're going to go in the future.
Thank you, Emma.
Thank you.
So we're moving on to our next group here. We're at Illinois. Tony Harwalt. And I already had noticed or been given a heads up she might be late. Tony. Okay, we'll come back to Tony. How about Indiana? Adam Edwards.
Hello, how you doing, everybody?
I'm from Indiana.
It's a great state.
Great state.
So some unique things about Indiana. So Indiana hosts the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indy 500, which is actually still planned for this year. I believe they had to cancel it last year because obviously the pandemic, but it is quite an event. Our state's motto is the Crossroads of America due to the several interstates that cross the city. There's also a town named Santa Claus that celebrates Christmas year round, and the post office receives a little over 400,000 Christmas letters a year from children. It's really cool. Indiana's birthplace for all the kids from the Jackson 5, John Mellencamp, David Lee Roth, Axl Rose, Red Skelton, David Letterman, James Dean, and a lot more. Also the place where the movie Hoosiers was filmed, about a small town in Indiana. So there's a lot going on in here. Biggest win definitely was our golf outing last year. We had a lot of really good participation with that, especially with the pandemic going on. And it also led us to revamping our annual partnership program and really concentrating on revamping that whole program. We were able to increase the dollar amount of scholarships awarded, which was awesome. We participated in some virtual expos, which is kind of strange, but we made it work and we got some donations out of that. And we sent out care packages to our scholarship recipients, which are just usually like gift cards, stuff for school that might be kind of handy. Things to look forward to this year is actually start doing more in-person fundraising events. We do have one planned in July. Look forward to that. I'm sure it'll be outdoors, but I know we're all ready to start meeting in person once again. So definitely look forward to that. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Adam. And representing Iowa and Minnesota, we have Lindsay Henningsgaard.
You got it. Yeah, that's a tough one, and you did it. So I didn't look up any fun facts about Minnesota and Iowa, but I will say that it kind of feels like winter never ends up here. We've had snow in the last week, and we're expected to have snow again this next week. So it's the land of the winter up here. A couple of highlights from 2020 for Minnesota and Iowa. We had, even with the fundraising difficulties from COVID, we were still able to award 14 new scholarships in 2020 for about $250,000. We hosted our first virtual silent auction event in November, grossing about $22,000. And we started a student engagement group last fall and did a student video campaign. And then we sent care packages for the first time this spring. And in 2021, we're looking forward to hopefully being able to host in-person events again. We have 2 golf events scheduled for June. Our Minnesota event filled up for golfers at the beginning of April, and we have more golfers signed up in Iowa than we ever have in the past. So we're hopeful for really high turnouts at both events. So yeah, that's our updates over here.
Great, thank you. Moving on to Kansas.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. A couple fun facts about Kansas. The stereotypical one, we make more wheat than anybody else in the country. And in a single year, Kansas produces enough wheat to bake 36 billion loaves of bread, that's a lot of wheat. The original rules of basketball are housed here in Kansas and Lawrence at Allen Fieldhouse. And the state motto of Kansas is ad astra per aspera, which means to the stars through difficulties, which I don't know. I wanted to bring that up because I think that's kind of cool. I think it kind of goes a little hand in hand with Kids Chance a little bit. Our biggest win from this year, I think, is board development. We're not necessarily new, but we had a lot of turnover and had never really gotten things kind of going and established. When I joined, there was 9 board members and everybody kind of did everything. And we've now grown to a spot where we have 7 established board members and 12 committee members. So, we've got a lot more hands. We're a lot more involved. This coming year, we've got a bowling event planned around our state work comp seminar. We're going to have a big event at the Wichita Wind Surge game, which is Wichita, Kansas's minor league team, and a couple more events from there. So looking forward to the rest of the year.
Great. Thanks, Weston. Louisiana, we have D. Jones.
All right, thank you. One of our claims to fame this past year, I believe, was that we had more hurricanes hit Louisiana, make landfall than anybody else. So the other thing, we like the festival. We love Mardi Gras, we miss that, but we do like festivals. And this week you can join us and Fest in Place if you want at wwoz.org. You can listen to a Jazz Fest of the past. So our organization is doing some reorganizing and shifting. And so we will be getting more with our grants and development departments, which will be good for us, and fundraising. And it's been a tough year for us. And a big win was that we have been putting money away in reserves. And so that was very helpful to this year's scholarship awards. And today, our committee recommended 8 scholarships for $27,000 for next year.
All right. Thank you, Dee. Moving to Maine, Richard Tucker. Is Richard with us? All right, we'll come back to Richard. Maryland, Eric Kettleson.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome from Maryland. So Maryland is also a member of the 25-year club. We were planning on having a gala this year, and we're going to just be a little extra safe and hold it next year. So we're going to actually send out the dates in the fall for the next year. A few fun things about Maryland. A couple of things everybody may know or may not. We're actually known as Little America because we have so many different terrains and geography and landscape. We've got, Ocean City and the dunes and forests. We also are known for our weather. So you don't like the weather, it changes. Sometimes we have all seasons of weather in the same day. But the thing we're most well known for is blue crabs. And Marylanders love their crabs. In fact, if you've got a salt and pepper shaker at home, we also have a little Old Bay shaker here. I don't know if you can see it. So we keep this on the table as well. So we have salt, pepper, and Old Bay. I thought that was universal, but when I went a few states away, people were like, what is Old Bay? A couple of things we're very proud of here in Maryland with Kids Chance is we took the suggestion from National, and it's been a huge hit for the care packages for the kids. So we sent those out, got a lot of great feedback, sent them some masks, sent them some Kids Chance swag. And then one other thing we changed a couple of years ago, which has been super successful, is we had the gala and we morphed the sponsors into sponsor partners. So rather than just hitting up everybody for an event, the sponsor partners came in and we had different levels. So that's really been working well to support our chapter. So great to see everyone, and really looking forward to next year down south.
Thanks, Eric. Okay, let's see. We're up to Massachusetts. Lori Parsons.
Hi, everybody. Coming from the wonderful state of Massachusetts. Not are we only the home of the 6-time Super Bowl champs New England Patriots, we're also the state that's known for having the oldest institution of higher education, which was founded in 1636, which is kind of appropriate since we do scholarships. I'm wondering if anybody knows what college that is. Okay, in case you don't, it's Harvard. I just happen to have the pendant. I didn't go there though. Okay, our biggest win. We're a fairly new chapter. Last year, we awarded our first ever scholarship. And due to the incredible work of our scholarship committee, we now have 5 potential applicants for this year. So that's a great win for us. We also hosted a virtual cocktail party silent auction, which was incredibly successful as well. So we're getting there. We're very, very happy about what we've accomplished so far this year. Our goals for 2021, 22, we have 2 new young volunteers, which we're using as student ambassadors, who are working closely with our scholarship applicants. And their goal is to keep us updated with their needs, their wants, and just keep that communication flowing. So that's it from Massachusetts.
Thank you. Thanks, Lori. Our last in this group, and then we're going to do something else for just a minute. The last in this group is Brooke Blower from Michigan.
Hi, everyone. Brooke here from Michigan. Fun facts about Michigan is you are never more than 6 miles from fresh water. And we also have more shoreline, more miles of freshwater shoreline than any other state in the country. And another fun fact is that 70% of the potatoes that we grow actually turn into chips. So we're the #1 state that makes potato chips. As for Kids Chance, we awarded 16 scholarships in 2020. Due to COVID, we canceled a few events, of course, but we did have our golf outing in September that raised $15,000. We hosted a virtual online auction for the holidays that raised about $3,000. We recruited a new board member, and he's our first physician to be on our board. So we're hoping that he opens more doors for us in the surgery world. And we also added a second golf outing, a little higher end, more expensive. That is May 10th. Golf sold out in the first 2 weeks of registration being open. And we've sold a lot of sponsorships too. So we're hoping that we raise about $20,000 at that event. That's all the news from Michigan, and hope to see you guys soon in person.
All right. Thanks, Brooke. All right. So we've heard from almost 20 states so far. So you know, it's quite a big group. So let's just take a breather for a second. Let's reach up to the ceiling and just stretch. Get a little blood pumping. You know, you can stand up, or if you don't want us to see what you're wearing below your waist, you don't have to. You can sit down, reach up to the ceiling and breathe in. Ready? Take a big deep breath and let it out. Okay. You know, sometimes it's just really important to get a little bit of a stretch break. All right. Let's move on. Let me put our next group 3 into the chat. So you'll be able to know when you're coming up. And we are ready for Mississippi, Byron Carter.
A few fun facts that you may not know. There are 2 Grammy museums in the United States. One is in Los Angeles and the other is in Cleveland, Mississippi. We also are the birthplace of Elvis and of B.B. King. We also have the Presidential Library for Ulysses Grant is located in Starkville. There are antebellum homes throughout Mississippi if you're interested in that and want to tour those. They're open in the spring and the fall. Another national parkway we have is the Natchez Trace Parkway, which runs from Natchez to Nashville. It's 444 miles. The interesting thing about it is that their visitor center contacted me last year saying that they wanted information about Kids Chance to put in their visitor center, which I thought was interesting that they would want to do that. So that information is there now. As far as our scholarship program, we started in 1999. We gave our first scholarship in 2001. We're now at $575,000 in scholarships awarded. Last year was $95,000 to 12 recipients. Fundraising efforts have been mostly with mediation program. We've also had a silent auction and golf tournaments as well. We're still running along as we always have. To use up the rest of my time, I was going to say that some of y'all have some accents that may make it difficult for other people to understand. So y'all might want to speak a little differently. And the last point I had is I spent my time yesterday listening with my cell phone because I was this little wire that I have with me was broken. Had 2 bulls out, so I got to go down and I don't chase them in. I just talk to them and then we walk back home. So I listened to most of the program yesterday on my cell phone while I was walking around with 2 bulls. But enjoyed the program this year and every year. I think I've been going since 2004. I've been attending. We don't go anymore. Now we're doing this virtually. But I've enjoyed it. And Bob Keefe has always been one of the highlights of my attending the national conferences, to see him again and listen to stories from him. I just sit with my jaw open listening what he has to say.
Thanks, Byron. I grew up on a farm, so I get the barbed wire references.
Well, I was going to start off by saying we don't call it. I didn't know it was. I thought some guy named Robert invented it, because around here it's called bob wire.
Barbed wire. We're up to Missouri. Linda.
Rectine.
Rectine?
Yes.
Darn, I was hoping you get it right. I wouldn't have.
Greetings from Missouri, home of Bob Keefe. In addition to Bob Keefe, we're also known for barbecue and Budweiser. And did everybody know that the ice cream cone was invented at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis? Apparently the vendor ran out of dishes and got with the waffle vendor and made ice cream cones. So there's a little trivia for you. Last year we're very proud of the fact that we were still able to give all of our students the usual amount of scholarship. 38 students last year received $4,000. Our 2 biggest fundraisers were able to be held, our golf tournament and our CLE continuing ed went totally virtual for the first time. And it was so successful, we are returning this year, and probably for all future years, we'll have it totally virtual and we'll reach all across the state. So the pandemic did cancel several of our outstate events and our networking events, but we're actually did very well, and golf is sold out this year, and the CLE is going to make more money probably than it ever has. So we're doing well.
Thanks, Linda. Sure. Montana, Peter Van Nice. Is Peter here?
Yep, here.
There you go.
Reporting in from Montana. Well, it was snowing this morning and now it's clearing up already, so we have good weather. A couple of fun facts about Montana. 4th largest state, 147,000 square miles. So it's hard to drive across the state in one day. Cool fun facts. Largest snowflake ever recorded, 38 centimeters wide in January of 1887. That means about 15 inches. So just imagine that. Largest temperature swing in all the United States in Loma, Montana in 1972 was -54, and it went up to 49 degrees. So 103 degree difference in about a 4-hour period. So need to know that. One good thing too, Whitefish, Montana is rated #1 small town to visit. So come out to Montana. Biggest win for the year is we were able in our legislature to pass a statute that allows the Department of Labor to provide information to claimants regarding non-statutory programs or benefits offered to injured workers or families of injured workers by a nonprofit organization. So we kind of followed suit with Nevada. We got a legislative statute passed. We thought that was a great win. Scholarships awarded. Well, we started with 6 in 2018, 5 in 2017, 12 last year, and we're probably going to have 17 this year. And so we've gone 15,000, 17,000, 31,000, we'll be over 40,000, and we've only been around for 5 years, not quite 5 years. So we're doing good. We also set up a student engagement program and developed care packages, both the midterm and end of the year. Biggest lesson learned is when you're growing fast, you get to stay a lot busier than normal. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Okay, we're up to Nebraska. Sean Wills.
Hi, everybody. My name's Sean, calling from the great state of Nebraska. Some things you might not know about our state. The Arbor Day was actually founded in Nebraska City by a gentleman by the name of John Sterling Morton. Cool fun fact.
Anybody home?
Oops.
Cool fun fact is we're also known for Nebraska football. And University of Nebraska in Lincoln, a Memorial Stadium holds 87,000 people. And on football Saturdays, it becomes the third largest city in the state. We do have a really unique slogan, and this is really weird, but it's our state advertising. It says, Nebraska, it's not for everyone. One of the great things that we were really excited about for a big win of this year during the COVID pandemic, we were able to land 2 corporate sponsors, which we're really excited about. And we also have a former student join our board, and really excited about her, what she's been able to offer and provide some creativity and some excitement to our board. We were able to have our scholarship totals and students remain the same through the year, which we're proud of being able to do. And then one thing we have learned in what we've done is not to rely on one big fundraising event. We've been really working hard to get those corporate sponsors and get other corporate sponsors out to provide, like reaching out to constructions, unions, and also insurance agents have been a big impact to our numbers as well. We are going to do a golf outing in August. We did one last August. We're going to do one again this August. We just got done doing a virtual wine tasting, but things are going great here in Nebraska. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean. Next up is Kim Forbes from Nevada. I never know, is it Nevada or Nevada? And is Kim there? Well, we're going to find out. Nevada, when should we come back? New Hampshire. Joe Sabatini is going to represent both New Hampshire and New Jersey. Is Joe here?
I am here.
Hi, Joe.
Hello. Okay. So reporting out for New Hampshire, I'm reporting for Stacy Foot. Some interesting facts about New Hampshire. I just looked them up. They are the home of the nation's first wind farm. The first alarm clock was invented there in 1787, and it was originally called North Virginia because it is a similar landscape. So didn't know that one. Kid Chance of New Hampshire awarded 2 scholarships this year and secured 2 corporate partnerships totaling over $12,000 over the next 3 years. They are easing back into the fundraising events, relying heavily on corporate partnerships for funding right now, and leveraging those partnerships with local businesses to help raise awareness and reach more kids. So that's a New Hampshire update.
Thanks, Joseph.
Okay. And to my home state, New Jersey. So a little information about New Jersey. The Hadrosaurus is the official dinosaur of New Jersey. A cool fun fact, Atlantic City has the longest boardwalk in the world. And what makes our state unique is we still can't pump your own gas. It is against the law to pump your own gas in the state of New Jersey. They didn't think it's safe. Biggest wins from the last year, the implementation of Kaleidoscope, a paperless online scholarship program, was a huge help with our students. And our COVID silent auction we had. So that was great. We raised close to $13,000 during that time. Some of the things we're proud of, always our donors. We added 2 new families to the program. We're seeing several of our students, I think 4 students are graduating this year, and a 100% retention of our student body based on academics. Fun ideas for 2021. We are going to have our gala in September. This is our black tie gala. We're going to plan a casino night, but also planning some more smaller focused events with the general public to increase awareness. But we also awarded 27 scholarships totaling $120,000. We secured 1 new $20,000 named scholarship, and that's it from Jersey.
Great. Thanks, Joe. How about New Mexico? Is Camille Lewis here?
I am here. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So New Mexico is known as the land of enchantment, which is also our state motto. And some interesting facts I would like to clarify first, that Walter White was never a chemistry professor at the University of New Mexico. He was in fact a fictional character in the show Breaking Bad. In addition to being known for Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones, something very exciting this year happening in New Mexico is that we'll be celebrating our 50th annual International Balloon Festival, which hosts a mass ascension of approximately 500 to 700 hot air balloons each year in October. In terms of our association in 2020, we focused our outreach efforts inward to ensure that our scholarship recipients continue to feel supported in their academic goals, both financially and emotionally. A couple of our students had family members who contracted COVID-19 and one who lost a parent to the virus. So we worked with our students and provided additional funding for students who are facing personal hardship. And on a positive note, we were able to successfully host our annual golf tournament in 2020 and are looking forward to hosting another successful tournament again this year. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you, Camille. In New York, we have Dave Winner.
Wayner, yes, thank you,
Winner.
Linda.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm not sure whether it's unique or cool, or actually it's kind of depressing, but we had snow here in New York on the ground this week. So hopefully better weather ahead. In terms of boards initiatives, last November, we used the Kids Chance Awareness Week as an opportunity to highlight our individual board members on social media. It was kind of a fun thing we did where we challenged them to share with their individual social media network. Fun exercise, great opportunity to increase the exposure for our chapter, and we were able to raise over $15,000 doing that. This past year, we also formed a partnership with our regulator, with the New York State Workers' Comp Board. They've been a great referral source for us, a great partner. They support us by sharing our posts on their social media pages. And this year, we were actually able to increase our board membership and form individual committees. Like many of you folks, we have an in-person golf outing in mid-June that has already sold out. So that's it from New York.
Thank you. Moving to North Carolina with Jennifer Kondo.
From North Carolina.
Okay, now you've muted yourself. Try it again. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can unmute you. There you are. Here, I just asked to unmute you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Are you on two devices, Jennifer?
I am.
Try muting one.
Okay, what about now? Can you hear me?
Still hear an echo. It's all an experiment, this virtual world we're in. Cannot hear you at all right now. So are you on what is your other device? Is it a cell phone? You nod yes, cell phone? Is there a way to mute it? You want to take yourself off mute and try it again? Cannot hear you yet. Now you're unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, many times. How would you like to handle you want us to come back to you? Okay, we'll come back to you. Okay, well, while Jennifer gets her audio working, let's move on to North Dakota. And North Dakota is not going to give us a presentation, but Robin Halverson is here. North Dakota has just joined the Kids Chance family as an associate member. So let's give their virtual applause to North Dakota. Yay. All right. Let me move on to Ohio. Buzz Minor.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Terrific. Well, greetings from the Buckeye State. And the Buckeye State, by the numbers, Ohio was the home of 8 presidents, 7 Heisman Trophy winners, 6 of America's top golf courses, the commander of a 3-man mission to go to the moon and the first man to walk on the moon, 2 brothers who were the first to fly in America, and 1 Jerry Springer. At any rate, it was a tough year for us and tough year for a lot, but in a monopoly state, we have our own set of difficulties, and we lost our 2 major fundraisers. And out of adversity, sometimes goodness comes, and we forced to take another direction. And so we identified 200 to 300 members of the workers' compensation community, providers, lawyers, doctors, trade associations, employers, and have decided to switch from an event-based tact to direct solicitation of contributors. And we're in the middle of that and we're going well. Secondly, we are partnering with the Bureau of Workers' Compensation. Ohio, one of the things they're doing for us, we have 85 what are called safety councils in Ohio, about 1 per county. They consist of between 30 and 50 businesses, and we are being given an audience for their monthly meetings to meet with these businesses. And if you take 85 and multiply it by 50, you can see what we're doing. So we're very optimistic about the future. We're very proud of the fact we've never had to turn an applicant away. And my brother-in-law, who's corrected me on a number of occasions, would tell you that he was the governor of Nevada. And that's it from Ohio.
Thanks, Buzz. Pamela, Mike, Michalczewski from Oklahoma. Pamela here? Maybe that's better since I think I didn't say her name properly. Bob Shipwreck from Oregon.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Well, thank you so much. Bob Shipwreck from Oregon, just a couple facts. Our Crater Lake is the deepest lake in the United States. It was a volcanic mountain that blew up in Southern Oregon. One of the more other interesting facts that many people don't realize is that our hills.
Bob, your sound has gone out. We can't hear you now.
I don't
There
know
you
what.
go. Now it's there.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
Hell's Canyon is the eastern border of the state and is the deepest river canyon in the country. One other fun thing, our city of Portland, which is our biggest city in Oregon, has more breweries than any city in the world. It's very interesting. I would say that the medical marijuana dispensaries probably come in second. Next month, we're going to award 5 scholarships. What I thought was interesting this year is 3 of those kids are going into nursing school. I think it's maybe a trend we may see more of because of the pandemic. One of the things that we're most proud of this year is we followed up on a presentation we saw in Florida by some people that put together a video with one of their kids about what it's really like to lose a parent. We filmed this on one of our construction sites, and it was very powerful. And you can view it on Kids Chance of Oregon. It's on YouTube. We did that in cooperation with what's known as the Safe Build Alliance, which is a group of mainly construction companies that are very active in workplace safety and health. So that's been fun. We're doing could financially. We have a generous anonymous donor that got us through this year, and we'll be back in full fundraising mode. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. Let's hear from Liz Crum in Pennsylvania.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just a few fun facts that are also make Pennsylvania unique, in my opinion. The first, you all know about a lot of our history, but I don't know if you know that Benjamin Franklin also inaugurated the country's first public zoo in Philadelphia. It was commissioned in 1859. But was delayed. The opening was delayed because of the Civil War, so it didn't open officially until 1874. A food-related fun fact that also makes us unique, and sometimes we're not especially proud. We are, York County in particular, which is where I am in southern Pennsylvania, is known as the snack food capital of the world. We have lots of factories with snack foods, pretzels, potato chips, candy, etc., and lots of good food to make us fat. And then the other one is that Kennett Square, which is outside of Philadelphia, is considered the mushroom capital of the world and harvests over 1 million pounds of mushrooms a year. So those are my fun, unique facts. So just some kids chance related facts, plus some of our successes and challenges. We've been in existence since 1997. In 1998, we gave our first scholarships. Well, it was one in the amount of $3,000. In 2020, we were able to, despite the pandemic, give out 53 scholarships to students totaling $151,000, a little over $151,000. And this year we're on course to give out at least 1,000 scholarships since our existence, and totaling over $2.3 million. The year was a challenge to all of us. I think our biggest win was that we were able to fully fund the scholarships for everyone who applied. We also implemented Kaleidoscope for online applicants to submit their applications and to review them. This was my first year on the scholarship committee, and I'm told that it's made a light years difference to everyone reviewing and applying for scholarships. And so this will be our second year. We're in the midst of application periods right now. We renewed our relationship with school counselors throughout the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and provided a lot of education with them. We had a lot of creative fundraising ideas that we implemented, which allowed us to raise the amount of money that we did, as well as the generous donations of our partners, our scholar partners, our other partners, and our donors in general. We had several online auctions that helped support us. We also had one golf outing in the fall, but we lost another one that we had in the spring, and that same second or first one is in Hershey, Pennsylvania every year with the Workers' Comp Conference this year, which will be held virtually. So we've done something different with that golf outing, and we're now doing a statewide golf outing rather virtually with partnerships with a lot of golf clubs throughout the Commonwealth. What we are looking forward to for the next year, some different ideas that we have, possibly a statewide motorcycle ride. We have somebody who is very involved with motorcycles and motorcycle rides. We're also planning our 25th anniversary gala, which will take place in 2022. And we're also trying to, and we're looking forward to greater involvement with our alumni. And our administrative person, Kathy Del Piso, has established a relationship with at least one of our alumni to help out with some of our social media and fundraising that we're undertaking. And I do have to mention, though, that we are also home of a 6-time Super Bowl champion, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. So since Massachusetts mentioned that, I thought I would as well.
All right. Thank you. Liz, how about Rhode Island, William Massey?
Hey, Kids Chance, how are you? This is Bill Massey, president of Kids Chance Rhode Island, and we're really happy to be a part of the Kids Chance family. So a little bit about our state. So we're known as the Ocean State. We are currently the smallest U.S. state. We're still waiting on the District of Columbia to take that away from us. Despite our size, we have a very unique geography. So our state has a combination of rolling hills, lush forests, sprawling urban centers, and we have a superb coastline that spans well over 400 miles. So if you look at a picture of our state, if you actually were to take it and spread it out, we have quite a large coastline. Within our state, we have 12 institutions of higher education. And our state motto, which I feel really represents Kids Chance well, is hope. So 2020 wins. Well, we were able to establish ourselves in 2020. So I think that's a pretty darn good win considering everything that was going on. Our state was hit extremely hard by the pandemic. We're still gradually reopening now. And we're looking forward to reopening hopefully this summer with our vaccination rates and everything going well. Looking ahead to this year, we actually have our launch party that's going to be next Thursday. We're very excited. We have a sponsorship by a rum company, and we're doing a virtual launch party over Zoom. How weird is that? We're doing a cocktail hour over Zoom. Oh, well, we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. We have ambitious plans. So we're looking to give 3 scholarships out in the fall. And the monetary value is only $3,000 per scholarship. But guess what? We got to start somewhere. And as was represented by the gentleman who who won the award or gave the presentation, our goal is quite simple. It's to give scholarships. It's to raise money and to give scholarships. So we're really excited to do that. There's a lot of great energy in our state, and we're really looking forward to making an impact on, young people's lives. And I was very moved by that video that was shown from the family in Florida. So we're excited by next year when we have this meeting to brag about all the kids that we have been helping. Because that's what we like to do in Rhode Island. We like to brag. So thank you so much and take care.
Great. Thank you so much. South Carolina, we're looking for Angie Cole. Is Angie here? Angie Cole? Okay, we'll come back to Angie. How about South Dakota, Jennifer Anderson Seltzer?
Hey, pretty good. I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, great. Reporting in from South Dakota for the first time, myself anyway. I'm president this past year. South Dakota is known for Mount Rushmore and the Black Hills in the west and pheasant hunting in the central/east. We are divided by the Missouri River and probably many other things, but geographically anyway. We have been in existence for about 5 years. This last year has been our probably biggest scholarship year. We had 9 kids, gave over $34,000. In the last 5 years, we gave over $105,000. So I think we've been doing well with corporate sponsorships and direct donations. However, this last year has been hard as everybody else as getting the word out, and we've been trying to restructure the board, organize a little bit better, but we haven't been able to get out in front of anybody. So just this last month, a couple board members and I made a video with the local broadcasting company's help and kind of a little commercial and had some blurbs from a couple of recipients as well So we're very excited to get that out in front of people and try to get into several different industries and conferences that they may have throughout the state, whether it's legal or medical or insurance related. And also to schools and such, so that the kids are aware as well. So that's one of our wins. And looking forward to this coming year, we have a first annual golf tournament, which we are not hosting, but we are the benefactor of. So we thank RAS for their generous contribution to Kids Chance in that regard. And we're hoping it is an annual event and successful.
All right. Thanks, Jennifer. Tennessee, we're looking for Misty Williams. Is Misty here from Tennessee? All right, we'll come back to Misty. How about Tom Glasson from Texas?
I am present.
All right.
Well, good morning, everyone. I didn't drum up a lot of fun facts about Texas, but I thought I would prove that it does snow here. It does get cold here. This is a picture of my backyard during the Great Freeze in February, and well documented with pictures in case anyone would like more. I wanted to update everyone on what we're doing with Kids Chance in Texas. I would like to start off with a thank you to Vicki, Cheryl, and the rest of the team that support us every day. You're always there when we reach out by phone or email, and so we appreciate that. The Texas chapter has matured fairly quickly, I think. We're only 5 or 6 years old, but we have our organizational structure in place, and that's giving us a lot of time and energy to focus on our kids rather than the organization, and that's a really nice spot to be. I prepared a 90-minute video on our accomplishments, but since I'm limited to a minute, I'm just going to highlight them real quickly. In the fall of 2020, we had 20 scholarships to kids in our state. In the spring of 2021, we have 19 kids under scholarship. We've had our first Kids Chance of Texas baby, and that was an exciting event for us. We've learned that the financial support that we're providing our kids may be the least important thing that we do for them. The ongoing emotional support and contact and encouragement when they need it is incredibly important. And we found ways to do that. We adopted the care package program. So we reach out to our kids every semester. The beginning of the semester, in the spring, we reach out to them on Valentine's Day. In the fall, we always reach out to them with the care package around finals time. We also know that our kids are big users of social media. So while we are promoting Kids Chance of Texas on social media in the usual forms, we're also providing helpful hints, study habits, ways to organize, all sorts of life skill hints to our students through the use of social media. And that's been incredibly well received by our kids. We also hosted for our kids a virtual trivia night, and that was well received, and we're going to do something like that again in the near future. We also learned by communicating with our kids that they want to talk to each other. They feel a little isolated, and they want to talk to other kids who are going through that same experience. So through our wonderful technology gurus, we figured out a way for them to meet in chat rooms and visit with each other. It's not, not required. It's just that they want to do so. And we found that they really, really appreciate that. So we're going to continue that and continue to find ways to connect the kids when they are want to talk to others. We updated our website. We changed the hosting company to the organization that Kids Chance recommended. They've been wonderful to work with. We were able to automate our scholarship process, which was, as everyone has alluded to, made life, a lot better for everyone involved in the process, from the students to our committee for scholarships. We've also tweaked our website with some volunteers that make it show up higher in the Google search when kids are searching for scholarships in Texas. So we are very proud of that. So bottom line, you can't do all this without engaged board and engaged volunteers. And we're fortunate to have a very engaged and very active board and a lot of volunteers. So we're actually going to create a position for a volunteer coordinator this year, so we can help manage that. The other thing is it takes money to do this. And I'm proud to report that in November of 2020, we had our first Kids Chance of Texas golf tournament. We had 133 golfers show up for that event. After expenses, we were able to deposit $75,000 into our checking account, our operating account from that one event. So apparently people who like Kids Chance like to golf, but we're not the only people that have figured that out, apparently, from the reports I've been hearing. That's really basically all we have from Texas. We're going to do our golf tournament again in 2021. We have a lot of other things that we're doing, but I want to pass on the highlights. And Linda, that's all from Texas. Back to you.
All right. Thanks, Tom. All right. So we've heard from another 15 or 20 states. Let's take another, stretch again, breathe again. Take another quick breather. Sometimes that just feels good when we're just sort of stuck here on our desk and at our computers. All right. Ready for the last round, and then we're going to circle back to some of the folks who we missed since we got started early today. I want to put the last round of the folks that we haven't yet heard from in the chat. Whoops, put the wrong one. Hold on. Copy and paste user error. All right, let's hear from Francine Johnson in Utah.
Hello there. Can you hear me okay?
We can.
Great. Well, first of all, I'm very happy to be here. Utah is fairly new to Kids Chance. We started in 2019. So a couple of fun facts about us. Everybody knows about Utah snow and how wonderful it is in the mountains. But we have over 11,000 miles of fishing streams and 147,000 acres of lakes and reservoirs. The Great Salt Lake itself is over 2,100 square miles. What you probably didn't know is the average depth of that is only 13 feet, and the deepest part of that lake is 34 feet. One other fun thing is that we had the first female senator elected in the United States in November of 1896. Her name was Martha Hughes Cannon. She was a doctor, and she was on the ballot with her husband, and she beat out her husband. So she established the first Board of Health, and she was instrumental in getting suffrage into our state constitution. So some fun things about Utah. About our Kids Chance, we have one scholarship, and we were able to renew that scholarship this year. It's been a tough go for us with starting in 2019. We have a small board, and so one of our focuses this year is to get committee members and to expand that board so that we can be more active. We are also looking forward to putting some events together this year, and I've got tons of notes that I've written down listening to all the other states and some of the things you've done. So we're excited about that as well. I think that's probably it for Utah.
All right, thanks, Francine. Heidi Greff. I heard somebody say that. Vermont.
Hi, this is Heidi. Can you hear me?
Hi, Heidi. Yes, we can.
Hi, thank you. I wanted to start with a few facts about Vermont. Some other people have talked about the weather being inconsistent. We have that too. Last week it was 70 degrees and very hot. And yesterday it snowed 4 inches and was 29 degrees. I like the nice weather better, but I'm sure that the skiers are bemoaning the end of winter here, but it's time, it's almost May. Something you may not know about Vermont is that we have an aging population, and in an effort to bring younger residents to Vermont, our governor passed a bill that provided incentives focusing on remote workers. Vermont will give you up to $10,000 in relocation expenses if you have the ability to work remotely and you want to consider a change in scenery. Vermont is waiting for you with some relocation money. So thought I'd put that out there. It's probably a strange proposal. Not many other states, I don't think, are doing things like that. Our biggest win this year in Vermont was that the fundraising stayed essentially the same for us through COVID. That was a big surprise, but I think it's because most of our fundraising comes directly from gifts from donors and corporations, and they were all able to give at practically the same level. So we stayed financially secure during these tough times. So that was terrific news for us. This past year, we were most proud of the third year in a row that we were able to fund a wonderful young man named Chase Lopez. This past year, we gave him $11,000. In other years, we've given more. And in this year, this coming year, we just made a decision to fund him again. He is going to school for business management at Vermont Technical College. And apparently this year during COVID, he struggled a lot with his grades. But his mother wrote us that throughout this struggle, he did not want to let the program down. And that has been a real driver to keep him motivated because he knows that we're backing him. And so we were happy to hear that. And we saw his grades and he pulled through. So he's been a really, really great kid for us to work with. We have 5 other scholarship recipients of various amounts between $18,000 a piece and as low as $2,000. We're very lucky to have made those gifts. We just made a decision, as I said, to fund Chase again this year. He's the one who comes to our annual Kids Chance Awareness Week. He's gotten to meet the governor twice. He got the governor's pen. His mom says he's excited to come back this year if we're able to do that in person. Hopefully we will be. The other thing we're proud of is that we have not had to turn anyone away. Any scholarship recipient that has applied has been given a scholarship by our organization. So that's really great. And we are giving more scholarships than ever this year because we've had more applicants. A fun idea that we have planned coming up, we had to be creative because in-person events are not allowed yet in Vermont. The conferences have gone virtual with the Department of Labor. They're not having in-person hearings or trials right now. And so most people who comp law get to see the people at the Department of Labor anymore, and they are interesting personalities. We've decided to do a calendar of the Department of Labor personnel. We're going to allow them to wear costumes and each get their own month. And we're going to be sending that to all the adjusters and companies and attorneys on both sides that deal with them. And we think that's going to be our great fundraiser this year. It's a way to creatively raise money without getting together and risking COVID. So yeah, that's it from Vermont. Thank you for listening.
All right. Thank you, Heidi. Let's move on to Virginia with John Burke. John, anybody from Virginia? All right. How about Washington State? Judy Shirk.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
actually.
This is John Burke. Can you guys hear me?
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Judy,
sorry.
we'll
I
come back
just.
to you next.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you, John.
Okay. So go.
Yeah, go ahead.
A couple of fun facts regarding Virginia. Virginia is the state with the most presidents that have been born on Virginia soil, with 8. One more than the state of Ohio, which is 7. It is also it is the state where college fraternities apparently were born. I found that out. Also the state where more than half of the battles of the Civil War were fought. And I live in Northern Virginia. There's a bunch of battlefields that are close by historic sites. As far as one fun fact about Kids Chance of Virginia is that we've been around since 2011, and every year since we've been formed, there have been at least 2 members of the Virginia Workers' Compensation Commission that have been board members. So the adjudicators of workers' compensation losses have been engaged with the charity from day one, and we've always had 2. A couple of big wins for this year. We observed COVID, obviously like everyone else, and it put a damper on some of the traditional fundraisers. We had a really nice online auction. We used software called Bidding Owl, and had some really great gifts that were donated and raised more than $30,000. And we also had we have an outdoor party that's donated to us on May 20th of this year. It was donated by someone who's a friend of Kids Chance of Virginia. We're calling it a Spring Fling. It's a fully outdoor party. We've got a bunch of sponsors and some folks that are going to attend it, and it's all open air. As far as the scholarship, we had 18 kids that are on scholarship this year. We did have 3 that took a deferment, leave of absence because of the pandemic. Those kids are going to come back in. This is the 6th consecutive year where we've awarded more than $100,000 in scholarships. Our scholarships have been $5,500 per, and we break that into 2 components, for the fall and spring semesters. One of the things that are going to be new ideas for 2022, we're looking to onboard another foundation member for our board that has a little bit more reach with respect to having some marketing and some accounting services. Frankly, Virginia has been very dependent on Berkeley Net, which is my employer, and we want to make sure that we spread the love a little bit and have more of at least a sister in this with respect to being a big member of this with a bigger organization. And the other thing is we do a golf outing, we do a wine event, we do a 5K. We're going to add the online auction as a 4th major fundraiser. So that's something to look forward to in 2021-22. That's
Great.
it.
Thanks, John. Judy, now you can be up.
Oh, great. Thanks. Hi, everybody. I'm Judy Shirkey from Washington. And well, a couple of things about Washington probably won't surprise you that we are the largest supplier of apples, but you may not know that we have more glaciers than all of the other contiguous states combined. We also have the largest ferry system, which surprised me, in the world. And although people think about businesses here being Starbucks and Microsoft and Amazon, in fact, the little plastic thing that ties your bread bag together was developed here in Washington, that little plastic bread clip. So anyway, one other fact about Washington that is not so much a fun fact, but we are going to be celebrating Worker Memorial Day here in the state next week. And on our list of workers to be memorialized, those who have died over the course of the past year, there are over 100 names. And over 20 of those are related to COVID. So my reason for telling you this is I'm sure you have some kind of statistics like that in your states, and there will be work to be done for the kids of those families. Last year, we had the same kind of headwinds everybody else did with their fundraising. We weren't able to hold our usual biannual gala, but we did do some other things. We had a virtual fun run that was quite successful, and we diversified our fundraising a little bit. which is a good thing. And I've been making lots of notes from other states so that we can copy some of your efforts. But this year we'll be doing our first golf tournament, and with Tom's statistics, that makes me really hopeful that that will be a breadwinner for us. We have probably the most engaged and broad representation of our workers' comp community on our board than we ever have. And I'm very pleased with the board that we have now and the amount of involvement and commitment to Kids Chance of Washington. And in addition to that, we have 15 current scholarship recipients. 4 will graduate, 1 from an apprenticeship program. We're very proud of those kids and planning to do a spotlight on our graduates for their graduation. So we're looking forward to supporting the rest of those kids and entertaining some new applications again this year.
Great.
So, everybody for your ideas.
Thank you, Judy. West Virginia, Bob Schultz.
It's
Stoltz.
Yeah. Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay. Greetings from the Mountain State. West Virginia is known as the Mountain State. We have 3 national forests, parts of natural forests, but we recently got our first national park in West Virginia this spring. This has been a tough year, as everybody noted. We had to cancel our golf tournament, but the AFL-CIO stepped up and donated proceeds from their golf tournament to Kids Chance. We was fortunate to add a school guidance counselor to our board, which she is working in programs to make sure all the school guidance counselors know about Kids Chance. We awarded our first scholarship in 1999, and so we've been continue adding students to our roles. And so we have increased our scholarship amounts over the years, which has been good. And so we continue to move forward in West Virginia. And a sad note, I'll note, Barn Carter seems to have some type of animal get out every National Kids Chance meetings. So.
All right. Thank you, Bob. And our final one before we start, going back is Wisconsin, and Allison Hansen is going to represent Wisconsin.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. So coming to you from Wisconsin, so talking about a few things that make the state of Wisconsin kind of interested is that I'm sure you all have seen on our various, Packer games on football Sundays that everybody is wearing cheese heads, which our executive director is actually holding one up right now. Michelle Monreal is sporting a cheese head for us. So a lot of people think that the cheese head actually came from the whole idea of the Green Bay Packers, but that's actually not true. So the cheese head was born out of the Milwaukee Brewers, where somebody actually took a couch cushion, burned some holes into it, painted it yellow, and thus the cheese head was born. So that's an interesting fact about Wisconsin. And then furthermore, we like to think that the state of Minnesota doesn't have anything on us with their land of 10,000 lakes. Wisconsin actually has over 15,000 lakes. I'm sitting on the banks of one right now watching everybody fish outside. So Wisconsin has a ton of lakes and we know how to use them year round. As far as one of our biggest wins so far in 2021, we actually got our act together this year and were able to get out our very first care packages to our kids, which include, and I know it's kind of hard to see, the Kids Chance logo is on this stainless steel cup. It's a huge cup. They're very, very nice. We have a high school intern actually that works with Kids Chance of Wisconsin. And so she, in conjunction with our executive director, put together these great care packages that went to every one of our current scholarship recipients right around St. Patrick's Day. So they got the cups before St. Patrick's Day. We filled them with candy. We put some other cute, green St. Patrick's Day necklaces and straws and other little trinkets in there. what the kids ultimately put in their cups upon receipts, given the time of year. That's not really, in our hands, but we got a lot of emails back that people really enjoyed getting those cups. So that was great. As far as what we were able to accomplish in 2020 with respect to our scholarships. So we had to pivot like everybody else, but we were actually able to award 32 scholarships in the amount of $99,500, which is an increase of $18,500 over what we awarded the year prior in 2019. That year we gave out $81,000. So again, last year we gave out just under $100,000. We were really proud of that. Part of the reason we were able to do that is that, with the pandemic and us having to shift course, we historically have two main fundraisers every year. We'll have a spring work comp symposium, which we will, generally get about 250 people that come to. It's an all-day educational seminar complete with CLE and also nursing credits. And then we have a fall golf outing. Well, we were not able to exactly do the same thing last year, but what we did do was that we had our first annual gala in 2020. We got that in just before the pandemic started. So it was about the second week in February last year. So before anybody had ever heard of the coronavirus, we had our gala. And at that time, we were able to raise $21,000, which is actually, far more than we typically would bring in for the spring symposium, which we had to cancel. So we had the gala. We also got involved with another entity, which is a nonprofit. The group is called the Diener Invitational. That is a golf outing. And we were asked to be a part of that as a designated charity for the Diener Invitational. And that was a situation where it's a charity that was formed because a gentleman that had a long-term employment relationship at a very well-known, Milwaukee area establishment was very tragically killed. And so they put together this invitational for his family, for his wife and his daughter. And the proceeds of it came to Kids Chance of Wisconsin, which we were incredibly grateful for. That was over $6,000. And that was due to a connection that we had through our amazing executive director, Michelle Monreal. We did get in our golf outing last year. We pushed it back a little bit because of the pandemic, but we still got it in, and we raised $17,000 via that. And then finally, we held our first online CLE webinar that was a couple of weeks after our golf outing in the fall. We raised about $12,000 with that. And, while our stress levels were through the roof when we were actually giving the CLE, because we had, attorneys and judges, we had multiple speakers. It was a 4.5-hour event, and all of the speakers were remote, dialing in from their own offices or their residences. So lots of opportunity for things to go wrong, but it actually went very well. So well that we actually did another one already in 2021. So that one netted us about $10,000. We have a second one planned for the end of this year with speakers already committed. And then finally, we do have our golf outing planned to take place this year as well. We changed the locations to try to entice people a little bit more. And we're actually going to a very beautiful private golf course in the greater Milwaukee area. I think they probably agreed to have us there against their better judgment, but we're excited to put it on the invitation because we think it's going to be a very nice pull to get attendees there. So, all in all, the state of Wisconsin has continued to thrive even in these difficult times. None of this at all would be possible without the board that we have. We've got a very seasoned board. We have 3 new board members that we brought on just prior to the pandemic. We have our executive director. We also have our high school intern. And so with everybody working, really hard, being creative, and just trying to continue to come up with ways to raise money so we can give those scholarships, it's just been a very successful endeavor. So that's it from the state of Wisconsin.
All right. Thanks, Allison. All right. We have about 14 minutes left before we wanted to close. We were running early. We've let everyone sort of give the amount of comments that they'd like, but we're running short on time and we want to make sure we get everyone. So as a reminder, we're trying to keep this to 1 minute. So let's circle back to the top. The first person I missed was Alaska. Susan Daniels, are you still here?
I am here, and I'd
Awesome.
say good morning, but I guess it's afternoon for most of you. Thank you. We had a board meeting yesterday afternoon, and I was asking one of the other board members what prop he'd recommend for Alaska to share, and he was wearing his camo hunting jacket and suggested that that's what we should show. And he wouldn't let me borrow it, although I offered to let him wear my warmest coat, my Alaskan parka, for it. So I'm here representing Alaska. I'm the president of the Alaska Board of Kids Chance. We could talk about geography or snow or fishing and hunting or even glaciers, but what I thought I'd talk about today is turning up the dimmer. Between March 19th and September 23rd, Alaska gets more daylight than any other state. Today, our sunrise was at 6:09 a.m., our sunset at 9:44. I can attest to the fact at 3 a.m. when I was awake that it is not fully dark. So we're already at that stage of the year. That's often a question we get from folks about how much daylight. So right now we have about 15 hours and 25 minutes of daylight and gaining like about 6 minutes a day. So as far as Kids Chance in Alaska, our big win was founding in 2020. In September, we had a board of 10 board members join together for the exciting event. And we were able to raise funds through soliciting directly to partners to be acknowledged as founding donors. So there was a lot of enthusiasm with that. We have the 10 board members and we have 12 committee members currently. We don't currently have a live event planned for 2021, so we'll be trying to do more direct partnership building. And our biggest hope for this year is to find kids to give money to. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Susan. Mara Wheeler, are you here? Kimberly Helwig from Florida.
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so a couple fun facts about Florida.
Going.
A fun fact about Florida is that the Florida driving test no longer requires parallel parking. Something I wish that they had done away with when I had to take it. So that's interesting. Florida also is the largest producer of watermelons in the country, and Florida has more golf courses than any other state in America. So speaking of golf, one thing that we're excited about this year is that Kids Chance of Florida is holding our first annual fundraising golf tournament as part of the Workers' Compensation Educational Conference in Orlando this December. So we're really looking forward to that and hoping to make that an ongoing event each year. This will be our first fundraising event as Florida receives most of its sponsorship funds through corporate partnerships. A big win for us is that the Florida Cabinet declared March as Kids Chance Awareness Month for the state. So we received an in-person acknowledgement at the cabinet meeting, and we were able to bring one of our students there, which was really special. In 2020, we awarded 7 scholarships totaling over $31,000 and continued our care package program despite the virtual environment that we're in. And lastly, we're currently improving our website and application process and have started onboarding with AgoraNet.
Great, thank you. And I got a message that Mara actually is here.
Yes, sorry. Hello, everybody. I was on mute. So I am with Colorado, and this picture behind me is my prop. That is Telluride. I've never been yet, but it's on our calendar for August, so I'm super excited to go check that out. So I am the executive director of the Pinnacle Foundation, and Pinnacle Assurance is an affiliate of Kids Chance. So we operate a little bit differently. We don't have Kids Chance branding on everything. We actually have Pinnacle branding. And then where we can, we added Kids Chance to our website and to some communications and things like that. So a couple of fun facts about Colorado that I did not know and I researched right before this when I was preparing. We have the tallest sand dune in North America in the Great Sand Dunes National Park down in Alamosa, Colorado. We also have the highest paved road in North America on Mount Evans. That goes up to 14,258 feet. have driven that. It's really cool. You can go up and see mountain goats and things on the top. So that's really neat. We also have the highest suspension bridge in the world, which is over the Royal Gorge. And we have the world's largest flat top mountain as well, Table Mesa in Grand Junction. So some interesting facts. What was our biggest win for the year? So last year with COVID, similar to a lot of your stories, is that we had to cancel our primary golf tournament. We have it every year. That would have been our 20th year of doing it. And we were facing $187,000 shortfall from that tournament. But we began asking organizations, our vendors, agents, partners, that had already signed up to be a sponsor, if they would be willing to convert their sponsorship for the tournament into a direct donation. And very grateful to say we had overwhelming support. We raised $144,500 without even having the tournament. So really, really thankful for all of those partnerships that we were able to do that. Last year, we awarded $452,820 to 95 students for this academic year. And then this year we are awarding, I believe we have 75 this year that will be awarded at our board next week. We have to get that approval first, and then we'll have those awards go out to those scholars for the 2022-23 school year. So we tend to operate a little bit earlier, I think, than a lot of states. Working with Kids Chance, I found that out this year. What we are most proud of is that we have for the scholarship program for 2020 last year, right towards the end of the year, I started working with Kids Chance on really making sure that our program shifts over to being more needs-based versus academic-based, to really focus on what the need of the program is and what the purpose is to help these students who have suffered this trauma with their family. So we were able to redo our scoring rubric and really make things way more efficient. I came on board last year. That was my first year, and I'm the only person who works for the foundation. So I was kind of a one-man show, having to learn it as I go, and didn't even know about Kids Chance, didn't even know you guys existed and that we were the state representative. So that was interesting to find out. But then after I found out and worked more closely with Kids Chance, I got to learn just a lot more exciting things that you guys are doing and been involved in. So I'm really happy to be a part of this. They helped me change our scoring rubric, so we were able to not only save so much time. So it took me about 2 months last year to make the awards and the determinations, and with the changes at Kids Chance and I did, it took me 1 week this year. So really exciting. Kids Chance was amazing for that.
Thank you, Maura.
Yeah, and then fun things planned for this year. We have our golf tournament scheduled for October 1st. So hoping that COVID willing, we're able to have it, but we pushed it to the fall instead of the summer so we can have some more vaccines in there and hopefully get back to a good place where we can hold it.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Richard Dewey. Are you still on, Richard?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. I'm Richard Dewey, I'm the state delegate, and Georgia, the thing that fun fact about Georgia is we're known for Bob Clyott. And I would say that's the most important thing that we're known for, in my opinion, our founder. So beyond that, if you want to go to the P's, we're known for peaches, peanuts, pictures, lots of movies here. And then finally, the thing that's the least favorite for me is politics. We seem to make the news for politics. I'd rather think about peaches, peanuts, and pictures, and Bob. But okay, to kind of cut to the chase, since we're short on time, even though 2020 was not the best year, 2021, we ended 2020 strong through virtual. We did a holiday concert that raised $28,000. We've been able to increase our memorial scholarships. We've had successful events online. Beginning in August, we're going to do in-person events. And guys, I'd say the biggest new thing that we're excited about is, if you've heard of it, there's a program called Mediators Matters. And so that's where you work with mediators in your state and within the workers' compensation system. So we're proud to announce the program that recognizes mediators in the state of Georgia who are providing services in the workers' comp system who support Kids Chance. Each member of the Mediators Matter program has committed a portion of their fees, the mediator fees, to Kids Chance of Georgia or Kids Chance, at least $100, if not more. And then recognition of that organization is on the website for Kids Chance for Georgia. So that's something that I hadn't heard of before, which you get the mediators to kind of pony up to put some of their money into it. We added a board member from law enforcement to get the word out on law enforcement and, you know, with kids that have been injured. And there were a lot of other online website got updated, online applications. We'll be taking those like some of the other states through the portals. And there are a lot of other things I could mention, but I feel like we're short on time. But George is we're doing very well.
Thank you. So we have 3 minutes. We have 8 people to go. So let's keep it to 1 minute, and then we'll let you go take your stretch break before the council meeting. So if you hear the bell, it'll ding 3 times. If you hear the bell, please close down your comments and put them in the chat. Share the rest of your comments in the chat so everybody knows what you've done. All right, ready? The next person is Tony Harwalt from Illinois.
Hello, everyone. This is Tony Harwalt, and some fun facts about Illinois. Quickly, the first McDonald's restaurant opened in Illinois in 1955. The ice cream sundae was invented in Evanston, Illinois, and Illinois was the first state to ratify the 13th Amendment, which was abolish slavery. Regarding Kids Chance, we have had a great year. We did have to cancel one of our golf outings, but we did have our Northern Illinois golf outing, and that was successful. We've had 2 new board members added recently. We've had 3 former board members that wanted to step back, so we are now in the process of developing an advisory board with them. We have also got 2 grads that are interested in maintaining their involvement with Kids Chance, so we are in the process of developing an associate board. We continue to use the high school guidance counselors as our main source of students. Our big win, I think, has been the Student Engagement Committee. I thank Dee Jones for including me on the National Student Engagement Committee, which gave me a lot of fodder for the Illinois committee. And we have been off to a great year. We have finally gelled as an organization. Those of you that have been around have seen that it took us a while to get off and running, but we have finally accomplished that, and we're feeling good about where we're headed.
Great. Thank you, Tony. Maine, Richard Tucker.
Good afternoon from the Fort Myers Beach satellite office of Kids Chance of Maine, the vacation land state, the pine tree state. You know about lobsters and blueberries, but you didn't know that the donut hole was invented in Maine. Not the piece of donut, but the hole itself. We have 4 students on scholarship this year. There are 2 pairs of siblings. We had a $25,000 anonymous donor who has agreed to step up again this year. The best story of the year for us, though, is I was involved in a tragic case involving the death of a state of Maine detective. Involved a sub-row case on the workers' comp side, a liability case on the other side. During the process, I educated the plaintiff's attorney about Kids Chance of Maine. The case settled, and he sent us a check for 10 grand. Big win. We're a growing new chapter, but we're poised for success. Good luck, everybody.
Thanks, Dick. Let's hear from Nevada, Kim Forbes. Is Kim in the house?
I am.
Yay.
I was going to say good morning. It's morning here, but not probably everywhere else. I am the vice president of Kids Chance of Nevada. Quick fact, and I didn't know this, we are the largest producer of gold, even though we're called the Silver State. And we are the driest state, and we receive less than 10 inches of water a year. We actually, one of our first recipients has graduated with a bachelor's degree from UNLV. So we're proud that we've been able to support her through her college career. We have several new applicants, and some are siblings of current recipients. So that's growing. I think one of the biggest wins for us has been legislatively, there were changes where our the Division of Industrial Relations, the work comp unit, is able to identify they're able to identify families that there are scholarships that the children dependents may qualify for. And so that has given us more traction. That's probably been our biggest challenge, is getting the word out. And that has been very helpful. We are able to hold our golf tournament this year. It was very successful in 2019. We made over $75,000, and we're looking to do that again. And people are very excited to get back out and support Kids Chance.
Great. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
All right, Jennifer Kondo, hopefully you've got your audio resolved. Jennifer, are you still on?
Can you hear me now?
Yep. Yes.
Awesome.
Good.
Great, thank you. So for North Carolina, the Krispy Kreme donut was founded in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And for the past decade, the state capitol in Raleigh has been the host to the Krispy Kreme Challenge. Now, who would be up for this challenge? Because the race participants run 2.5 miles from the bell tower of North Carolina State University's campus to the local Krispy Kreme, where they must consume 12 donuts, and then they must run the 2.5 miles back. The wonderful news about that is that all proceeds do go and benefit the North Carolina Children's Hospital. For 2020, our biggest win would be that we had initiated a partnership program for sponsors utilizing different sponsorship levels. And so we've had a lot of interest and follow-ups regarding the upcoming sponsorships for 2021 as well. This year, for the spring semester, we have 9 current recipients, and we had a successful virtual reverse raffle. Typically, it's held at the Speedway Club at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, but this year was different and was virtual. And in 2 weeks, we have our upcoming golf tournament coming up. So we have 18 hole sponsors that have committed, and we're doing good with player registration. So that's all for North Carolina.
All right, great. Thanks, Jennifer. Oklahoma, Pamela Mikolszewski. All right, she's not here. So she didn't have to hear me say her name incorrectly. And South Carolina, Angie Cole. Angie? And last but not least, Tennessee, Susie Douglas is going to represent Tennessee.
Thank you so much. And yes, from Tennessee, we missed having the conference here last year. We missed seeing you all. We're excited to have that rescheduled in the future. One thing about Tennessee, a fun fact, is that we have 56 state parks, and no matter where you are in the state, you're only an hour away from a state park. So one of the things we finished in 2020 was the accelerator program. I just want to give a plug to that because Tennessee really benefited from that. Our chapter took our fundraising committee and we divided it into the events fundraising committee and the partnership fundraising. And thank goodness for that, because in 2020, our fundraising was down, and luckily that partnership committee came through and really helped offset that loss. So that has been great. We had many other positive takeaways when we finished the accelerated program. Vicki worked with us, Cheryl worked with me on fundraising, and we grew our pipeline both for our committee and for our board. On the fundraising committee, Cheryl and I talked about that you could have members who weren't board members on that committee, kind of vet them, see if they were interested and if you wanted to recommend them to the board. And that's been successful for me. I have a new member who's been working. She's been great, energetic. And this year we're going to recommend her to the board next month. And I think she is definitely interested in joining. And so that's been really successful. We also looked at our strategic plan and that we wanted to look for more applicants and, looking at our goals and how we want to increase our fundraising. And so we have 6 returning scholars this semester, which is phenomenal. And I believe we had even 8 last semester Misty's the chair of the scholarship committee, so I wish she was able to join us today, but I believe she was checking with why we didn't have the other two returning. So that has been so helpful. So yes, our fundraising's been down. We did have to do a few virtual events last year, and that was interesting. But this year we hope to have our golf back in place and hopefully move forward. So thank you all.
All right. Thank you. Now, Vicki, back to you.
We're here. Thank you, everybody. That was really terrific. The one person who isn't here today that I just want to give a shout out to, because talking about member states and not having Cheryl Doucette here is just, it's just unexpected. Cheryl had a good friend who lost his life at the beginning of the week, and the funeral was today, which is the only reason why you are not seeing Cheryl sprinkled throughout the day. But I will report back that the states did a fabulous job in the report outs. Thank you so much, everyone. You accomplished a great deal. I can't wait until next year when we can get back to some type of new normal and be hearing these reports in Charlotte, North Carolina. The conference next year is April 28th through the 30th, 2022. Mark your calendars so that you have it. This concludes the 2021 Kids Chance annual meeting portion of the conference. Thank you for attending day 3. The 2021 Kids Chance National Conference continues next Thursday and Friday with track 2 and 3. Track 2 on strengthening governance and track 3 on building sustainability and fundraising. Both are packed with educational programs and some great speakers. So please don't forget to tune back in next week. For those of you attending the Council of State Organizations meetings, we will start promptly at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. You may stay on your Zoom link and just turn off your audio and video, or just make sure that you dial back in, same Zoom link at 2. We'll start promptly. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bob Keefe. Thank you, all the states. We'll see you at 2.